Can someone enable the host sharing? So screen sharing. Madhvinang.
Yes, I am. Can you check now?
Yeah, I can. I can share. So before starting on that, I think you cloned this repository from ACM Student Chapter last week, but I made some changes to it. So I did some README file so that you can directly copy and paste the commands directly from the GitHub this README rather than trying to copy what's available in the slide set. I think that would make the process a bit easier for you and error free. So if you can open this repository alongside your in your browser, so that would make this the process a bit smoother. And if possible, make a pull request and update the content inside these folders so that I made some changes there as well. So you will get the new and modified code, code, code snippets. Starting off, this is the session 3 and we'll be continuing from where we left off. So session plan for last week was getting started with ROS, publisher subscriber, C++, and publisher subscriber, Python. But to cover the whole part, we took around 2 hours. So today's plan is a bit larger than that. So we'll try to go as fast as we can, but we'll see whether we can finish it. If not, I'll take some part into the next session as well, so that we can balance it out. Starting off, last time we talked about publisher and subscriber, but that day we used readily available messages and the default setup of things. So today we'll start with creating a custom message and how to implement it in the code, and then after that we'll discuss about the server client architecture as well as the action client action server architecture. The process is a bit similar. We'll be creating session 3 pub/sub for this. We'll creating a new package called session 3 pub/sub with the same dependencies. If I look at this README thing, today we'll be working starting from here, custom message creation, publisher subscriber. If you want, you can go through this as well. This is where we discussed last week. So we'll be starting from here. Then we'll be doing this and we'll try to do this, and depending on the time available. So starting off, you can go to this link, and here are the commands so that you can directly copy and paste them on the terminal. I'll start like this. I'm inside the SRC folder, so I'll open a terminal. Catkin create package session 3 pub/sub standard messages ROS3 ROS-CPP package is created. Then you can do a quick you'll have to go back, then from the root folder, just like last time, catkin build. Oh, sorry. I showed it with Chatkin Make, so I just clean the space. Now the packages are okay, so you can go back. First thing, we need to create a custom message for our activity today. If you look at that, first we need to create a message folder inside session 3 pubsub folder. That means that's inside the project folder. So, inside session 3 pubsub, here you need to create a new folder called message. Or you can create a terminal here and type mkdir message. That does the same thing. Then you need to open this and type code. We will call it custom.msg. That will open Visual Studio code alongside the custom.message file. So I'll do the same thing again with the commands available in the repo. If you check the command, there's a slight mistake. Change this command to workshop. Then you get the message folder. You can go inside it again, workshop, create a code custom.msg. Again you get the same thing. So copy these data types. These are called rows data types unique to rows. So if you call it this thing, it's the same as string in C++ as well as string or str, what the short form in Python. UINT8 means int in UINT in C++, it is unsigned integer and 8-bit version, and in Python it's just int 8. So you save this workshop source session 3 pubsub message custom message. You save this. Then like, are you keeping up with me or am I too fast? Anyone? Okay. I'll assume that you are keeping up with me. Open this package.xml file. There in the bottom, these are the dependencies we created when we are making the package. If you can remember, we use create catkin package command, and there we gave the first the name, then the dependencies. If you can remember, ROS-ECP was there, ROS5, and as well as std message. So when we do that, what happens is actually this component is created. So to this, we need to add these two lines. Build depend, message generation, and execution depend, message runtime. That means build depends. Building, compiling of these custom messages depend on this message generation package, and execution of these messages, custom messages, depend on this message runtime package. That what we did was we added the dependencies to the package.xml file. Then what we need to do is we need to modify the CMake list file. We need to add these these commands or these lines of code to this in order to recognize the custom messages. First thing, we have to add message generation to find package. To find package that can require components, you need to add message generation. Then the next one is we need to add message runtime to catkin package. Go down. Then here is this catkin package. Its interior have been completely commented out. So we'll just create a new line here, and we'll add cat. First you need to find this catkin depends line. So that means this catkin depends. So you need to uncomment it. At the end, add message runtime. Catkin depends or city message. At the end, add message runtime. Then we need to give the location of the message file. To do that, here's this add message file. Uncomment it. Here, you need to add an additional line. Directories, uppercase letters, directory, directory, under that the directory we created message. The folder name is message. You can add other names as well, I think, but the standard is to use this MSG message name. Under files, you need to add the name of the file, custom.msg. Then we are generating custom messages, so we need to uncomment this generate messages command. Dependencies are stranded messages. That's it for this. Save the file. Then you can go to the root, open a new terminal, you can build it. Messages were built, package building succeeded. So if you look inside build. Devel. Session 3 custom. So we created a custom message. So inside Devel, inside include folder, under session 3 pubs up, there's a header file called custom. If you look into it, this includes the definitions of uh, messages in a C++ header file format. We created the simple file, but during the compilation, they create the C++ variant of the message. So they have these all these dependencies. This is auto-generated. These are the fields we selected. Custom, under custom, there's first name, last name. If you look at this, first name, last name, and age. Those are there. And there are some like auto created functions here for the like serialization and stuff that is required during the message transmission. Okay, so back to what we were doing. Now the message is there. We created the custom message. If you go to here, this here, today's this thing, I'll be only working with the C++ variant. You can take a look at the Python variant as well. Yeah, I will only be doing C++ variant only. So let's jump back to the slideshow for a bit. So what we did was we created a message folder inside session 3 PubSub our package, and then we added custom message inside with these fields. These are called data fields, a string, another string, and a int value. Then we modified CMake list and as well as package.xml. Then, like last time, what we have to do is we need to create a file inside session 3 pubsub src source folder and name it as publish.cpp. So I'll go there. I'm inside session 3 pubsub code. Yeah, this should be publisher dot cpp. Go to this pubsub, then C++ publisher2.txt. We were working with the publisher 1 last time. Now today we are working with the publisher 2. So if you look into this, I modified the code so that we can just run through it. So we are including session 3 pubsub custom.h file, which means the header file I showed you, which includes all the definitions and functions required to create and transmit the ROS custom message. Main function is there, then the ROS init is there as well, just like last time. We name this publisher. This is like We are doing this because we call this node publisher, then this will be the name of the node. Then if you can remember, I told you that node handle is the one that connects everything to the system. Then there is this publisher. In the last session, in the last package in the publisher, this was std messages string, but now we have created a session3 pub/sub, our namespace, and this is custom is the message name. That's the new thing that happened here. So just like we are creating a message, we are creating a session3 pub/sub custom object called MSG. Then we are directly assigning values. We are directly assigning values to its fields. So if you can remember, the fields are first name, last name, and age. So we are directly assigning them. We are this rows info means we are directly printing to the rows out, and then we are publishing. So if I close that for a bit, and if I go and create the subscriber for that, go to subscriber 2 just like before. Paste. Okay. So here again, if you look at this, hash include session3 pub/sub has been used with custom header, and here session3 pub/sub custom, and we are taking it as a constant pointer. This is also generated inside this custom header. I said that all the things we required are generated there. So we take this message as a pointer. So the message is there. So again, we are trying to print the message content. Here we are creating the subscribe as before, and whenever this subscriber gets a message, it will call this data callback from here. It will call this data callback, and it will capture the message, and it will print the content into the row side. I did a minor modification there, and then we have both the nodes we need. Like I said, we did the modifications to over to publisher and listener to subscribe. Then we have the CMake file modifications we need to do. Go back, open the CMake, and there we need to add these two code sections. If you remember, last time when we added this add dependency line, we got an error saying that this is not valid. So what we did was we commented this out, and then the compilation worked and the system worked. What actually happens is we are saying that the publisher node has a dependency on session3 pub/sub generate messages EPC. That means we are saying that session3 pub/sub custom messages are like the publisher node is dependent on session3 pub/sub custom messages. So we are directing the compilation process to generate these custom messages before trying to compile this publisher node. If you can remember, I showed you that custom.h gets generated when the system uh, is compiled. So since we are including custom.header file inside this publisher CPP, publisher C++ code, so we need to build that. Since it's auto generated from the message file, we need to build that, compile that, create that first before compiling this. So that's what happens here. We are asking, we are saying that the publisher has a dependency on pub sub message, custom message. Same thing is here. Subscriber has a dependency on session 3 custom message. So save this. Go to the project root. Build. So it got built. Create a, now we need to run this. So create a terminal, run Roscoe. All the commands are available there so that you can directly copy and paste them on the terminal. The Roscoe is running. This is done. Then we have to source the devel setup. Setup.bash. Then run session 3 of sub publisher. Jim Hopper, we are publishing Jim Hopper 41 continuously. Same thing as before. Now we are receiving the details on the receiver. What you call it? The subscriber. So this one sends the message Jim Hopper 41. It publishes the message, and this one, the receiver receives Jim Hopper 41, and it displays the content of the message like this. So I just ran through the code and how it is done, so that because we did this last week, I thought that we need to finish this fast. So does anyone have any issues about this? Nangi, Malli, anyone? Uh, did you were you able to uh, complete up to this point, or are you like halfway there? Just drop a reply on the chat if you are not comfortable with speaking. Anyone? Okay, So I got a reply from one person, so I'll continue then. Last time I told you that once we stop the process, these two should finish. What actually happens is when we are creating, we are making a long process queue. So once they start processing the queue, they are not getting killed until they finish the process queue, message queue. So these two will run for some time until they are shut down because they have to process the messages they received. Okay, going back to our session, now we'll be starting with ROS server client. This is a bit different approach from publisher subscriber. Publisher subscriber is a like stream-like communication. What I mean by stream-like means the publisher continuously pumps out messages. It calculates something and it pumps out continuously. It doesn't care whether there's a listener or not. If there's a listener, they can receive the message and do what they want. If there is a if there are no subscribers, then nothing will happen. The other guy will be uh, sending messages. That's what we see, but internally it puts the message inside the buffer on the publisher side, as we talked last time. And when a publisher goes online, then it will send the messages in the buffer to the other person or to the subscriber. If there are many subscribers, then each one of them will receive those messages. Now, server client is a bit different approach. What happens here is we have the code, what we are usually running. Then at one point, we need to do some calculation kind of thing. Or we have some data, we need some processing done on them. So what we do is we try to send it to a separate node we call a server. So when we do send that data, on the other side, it will calculate the output we need and it will send it back to us. However, here we have to we wait until we receive the response from the server. We wait until we receive the response from the server. So what happens is it becomes the code gets blocked until we receive the response. Later when we call about when we discuss about actions, we will see that actions manage to implement this without blocking the code execution on our side. If you look at the process here, so we have the code, then there is a server. This can be a separate node on our computer or somewhere else in the network on another network where we can directly connect it. So what we do is inside our code, there's the code, and inside our node, we create a separate instance called service client. This is actually a proxy server. So this server has an interface, and the service client or the proxy server here actually implements that interface on this side. So what we do is we we call it calling. We call a service from this proxy server or the service client, and the service client will convert it into a request message. We'll see how this happens later. It will create a request message and send it over to the server as a ROS message. This again is a ROS message. This will send a ROS message from the service client will send a ROS message. We give it a special name called request. The request is sent from the service client to the server. The server will calculate what it has to do, or the server will perform the calculation and will give back the output as a response. We call it the response. When the service client receives the response, what it does is it just returns. There's no specific functions like to give the data. There's the call function. The return is actually the value returned from this call function. So it returns the data to the code. We'll see how this has been implemented in the code. So first, again here we need to create a separate package that would make the code management simple. So go inside this src folder, open the terminal. If you go to this here, package creation for server, go inside src, then create a session 3 fly server. Copy it. Copy it. Paste it here. Create Catkin create package session 3 fly server. Standard message ROS-CPP and ROS. The package gets created. If you go inside, you can build it here, or you can leave it until we create the custom SRV as well. This is similar to creating a custom message. The difference is instead of a MSG message, MSG folder, we are creating a SRV, which stands for service folder. So mkdi SRV. A new folder is created. Go inside. There, create a code custom. I'm giving it the same name, custom dot. Now the extension is SRV. Copy the message content, paste here. So what happens here is, unlike the last time, there's a separation. So how do you call it? There's 3 dashes there. So this specifies the 2 components of a service message. So the upper part is the request, and the lower part is the upper part is the definition of the ROS service request. The lower part is the definition of the ROS service response. The separator here shows the compiler that these 2 are parts of the service message, and the first part corresponds to the definition of the request, and the second part, the lower part, corresponds to the definition of the response. Just like before, save it, close it, and again we have to follow the same procedure. CMake text. Before that, we'll go to package XML. Just like before, we have to add two uh, dependencies: message generation and message runtime. The build dependency is on message generation. Like message generation is a compile dependency, or we call it a build dependency, and message runtime is a dependency of execution. So exec depend we call it, and we add it as a we add message runtime as a dependency. That is the modifications for package.xml, and then inside cmake.list. Just like last time, no much differences. Message message generation, or you can just copy and paste this. Then similarly, you have to add message runtime to Catkin package depends. Catkin depends on message runtime. Last time what we did was we uncommented add message files, which is this part. Now we are uncommenting this part. Add service files. Same scenario, we need to add SRV folder. Uh, Even if we do not add SRV as a directive SRV, but this directly looks at SRV folder and adds file. If we are putting messages in a separate folder, then we'll have to add them there. So create the custom.srv and mention it here. Then finally we need to uncomment generate messages, dependencies, standard messages. And now we can build this. Go to the root. It builds. Okay. So let's go back. Sorry, I forgot to mention before. During the setting up, I initially mentioned to use Catkin build. There's the pip method, I think did not work. So what I did was I modified it. Use this new command to set things up. To set Catkin build command, like to use Catkin build command, you need Catkin tools, and to add Catkin tools, you can use sudo apt-get install python Catkin tools. Last time, what I was mentioned here was the pip way of setting up, but I think that didn't work correctly for many people. So I will replace it with this. So you can use this to set it the Catkin, set up the Catkin. If I go back, so there are any like this is similar to custom message generations, but anyways, are there any issues up to now, or were you like are you keeping up with Sorry about that. What happened? I think my connection dropped. Was it the case? Sorry about that. So to where we left off. Okay. Uh, Anyone? Are there any issues up to now? Anyone? So then jumping into C++ implementation of service and server and client. Uh, yeah, I explained this. It's all right, and we created this. And just like before, we'll be like using the same approach. There are code sample codes inside client server folder, C++ server text. Copy it and inside the client server package src creator server.cpp code. Create a server.cpp file. Inside client server C++ server. If you look at this code, uh, before that I'll show you what is compiled. If you look inside, they will include session 3 fly server, the new one. Now if you look at this, there's the custom.header file, and there are two subheader files called custom.request, custom.request.h, custom.response.h. So here it was just custom.h in this session 3 pub sub. Session 3 fly server, there are three header files: custom.header file, custom request, and custom response. These two relates to the messages sent here. Custom request dot header file includes all the details of this message, and custom response header file includes all the details required for this message. So what we do is we use that definitions inside our code. So you can move this here. So if we look at this, this is the main function, and I'll rename this for simplicity as server. This is some example I took from ROS tutorial, so that's why there's this special kind of names. So we are initializing the server, we are giving two arguments, and by the default argument is server. So if we don't give a separate name during runtime, it will use server as its name. And there's the familiar ROS node handle here, which connects this with the ROS master. Now this is the server side. So what we create is a ROS service server. We create an object called a service server. This is just the name or the handle, you can say handle, service server. So the method we use here is advertise service. We are linking it to the node handle n dot. This n is the node handle. So n dot, the function we are using to broadcast this service to other nodes is advertise service. Advertise service. And the service we are advertising is, we'll call it add. And when this server receives an request to process something, it will call this function called add. So this is this function add, and when we are processing this, so this function receives a request. So that request is session3 CLI server, the package name, the name is the main namespace, then the custom, our message service service message, those the SRV message is here, and then the subcomponent is request. So we'll be receiving a request message here, and to that message we are giving the name rec. So you can call it request. So when we receive this message, this that message is assigned to here, and what happens is, at the same time we are receiving the message, we are creating a response message. So session3 CLI server, then there's the custom and the response. This is the request and this is the response. So we assign the response to res. So what happens is, if you can remember, the only field inside res was the response was result, and inside this request message there's message fields A and B. Inside this is the request message, and there's these fields A and B, and this is the response message, and response has only a single field called result. So what we do is, the function, the calculation performed by this service or the server is actually addition. So we add the two values where we get from the request message together. We add the request A to request B and assign it to result. Response.result, we assign the calculated added values to this response.result field, and here we are just printing them to rows out so that we can visualize what's being happened. Then we are returning a true value. So again we are spinning it. That means start it, we are telling the system to start processing the nodes. Then again close this, just like before, go back. So we created the server. Now we have to create the client. Same scenario. Go to client.txt, copy it and paste it here. If you look at this, just like before, there's this session 3 client server custom header file here again. So this is the client side of our implementation. What I explained earlier was the server side. Now we are talking about the client side. So this is the point where we request the service from the server. This is the point where we request the service from the server. This is also a node. So again, this is the I'll rename this as client. As usual, the rows init we are asking to initialize. Then there's the rows node handle where the rows master identifies. Then in the previous scenario, we worked with service server class, service server class. But now we are working with service client class. Though this is the since this is a client side, we are creating a client service client and we are assigning connecting it to node handle. There we for creation service client we are saying that we are working with session 3 custom messages which are available in the namespace session 3 classer, which is our package. And the service we are connecting to is add. If you can remember, I changed that name before like closing the code here. The service we are advertising is add, so we have to say that here the service we are trying to get is add. Now here we are creating a message. So we create just like publishing a message. Here we create a custom message. We name it SRV for simplicity. And in this SRV, we are modifying the request message. So this is a single object SRV, or you can say in SRV, we are directly accessing the request message. And if you can remember, there are two fields there in the request message. First one is A. First field is A, and we are giving 255 to A. And the second thing is B, that the second field is, so we are giving 254 to that. Then this is the client, the name we used. So we have created the request message. So we are calling the add service here, client dot call, and as the variable as the passing message we are giving this dot srv object. So when we run this message, what will happen is the client here, the service client, the service client will connect with the service server which is responding to add service. So this will connect with him and send a message. Add service will be listening and it will receive the message. Then it will separate the request A field and request B. Then it will add together, and then they will assign the final value to response.result field, and it will send the response back to us. So when that happens, it this when that when we receive that response, this client.call will return a boolean value true or false. If it returns a true, which means that the connection has been successful and the client has received the response from the service server. But if it means false, that means the service has been failed. The request has been failed, so we'll have to try again later. So that's what this means. Like if it returns true, we'll go into inside the if clause. So that means we have successfully contacted the server and we have received the reply. So what we do is we print to cross out the result we get, response result. Otherwise, we are fail. We have failed. That's it related to the client side implementation of C++. So we have to go back and add these to CMake file as same as before. There are three sets of lines. I just simply add them to the end. Server, server.cpp, server, there are Catkin libraries dependencies, server, server3 try server, generate messages, same thing before. Client, client, same dependency. So I'll close it, go back, and beat. Everything built successfully. So I'm gonna first create the roscoe, minimize it, then start the server. Usually we need to start the server first. In publisher subscriber approach, it did not matter. Like if we start the subscriber first, it will wait until the publisher comes up. If we raise publisher first, it will stay alive until subscriber comes up. But here, if we try to start the server first, client first, since it cannot find a server, it will fail. There are some wait functions inside server, inside client where we can wait for the server, but for simplicity, it has not been added here. It says that it failed to call service at 20. That means the name we gave. I did modify that there. So it cannot connect to a server. Ready. This means ready to add two ints, two int. So now the server is up and it's listening for message. So if I take another one, now if I run the client, here this guy client receives the request 255, 254, 255 and 254. It adds them together and sends back the response. It adds them together and from this side it sends back the response. And here it has received the response. It says that sum was 509. It's there. If we run this again, the same thing happens. This can be modified to give the values from the terminal itself, but for the simplicity I did was I hard coded the values we send into the code itself. So for now we can just use these two only. To show you something in here, when we are creating the custom SRV, what I did was I created UINT8 unsigned integer 8-bit A B, and unsigned integer result was unsigned integer 16. That's what I wanted to show you here. Let's see what happens if we give this the 8. So the maximum 8 bit can hold is 255. Yeah. So we'll rebuild this again. It built, and we'll have to restart the nodes. Control C, and we need the other guy as well. Okay, so we'll have to source it. Source. We'll have to source devel setup.bash again and start the server. Ready to edit. So here also. So what happened here? We sent 255 and 254. The value was supposed to be 509, but what we got was 253. So there was an overflow there. That was because we set the data type here as UINT8. So UINT8 cannot hold can't hold the two highest like the result is 509, and you can't set 509 into 8-bit value. It actually is 9-bit. 512 is the maximum for 511 is the maximum for 9-bit, but here we have 509. So UINT 8 has an overflow. So when you are creating these messages, this is common to the previous custom message, and this is under the scenario service messages, and to the next one the action messages. It's common to all these scenarios, so you have to be mindful of the messages you are sending or the data types you are declaring. Otherwise these kind of issues can occur. Data like bit overflow can happen, and your results can uh, go haywire. It might mess things up. If you are working with a robot and something like this happens, then the robot might go, it might lose control, or the if you are talking about speed kind of thing, it won't be able to achieve the speed, or it will go out of control. There are situations like that. So that is the C++ implementation for service. Then next we look at, we discussed short here, short this, we did this, and then sorry about this publisher subscriber thing, this has to be client server. I reuse the slides from previous session, so there might be some mistakes. Go into the same package, create a new folder. For C++, we generally use scripts called, if you look at here, under Python based configuration and snippets, I have added a 9 mkdir script. That means create a separate folder for that. Same scenario, create wrong server.py. Go inside Python, server, copy this, paste. So here, future import print function from session 3. We are again, the namespace is session3 client server.srv. We are importing custom, which is similar to custom.h and custom response.h. So here, import ROSP. Then, if you look at this, we are asking them to create a server. I'll just rename this to server. Function is here. So this is the main function, which is similar to C++, and it will create a server. So if you look at the server thing, so server function is this. So ROSP init node, similar to ROS init. We are creating a server. Then the service, we give a simple name S, and we won't be using this anymore. This is just for holding the service, like a handle. ROSP.service. In C++, what we use, advertise service, end.advertise service. Here we are saying ROSP.service. Then the service name again is add. The message type or the ROS service type we are using is custom. That's what mentioned here. Then the callback, or the actual function that is called when the actual function that is called is handle add to ints. That's this, and it returns a response. So this function will call this. This function will receive a request message. It will call this, and when this function is returned, it will return a response message. So that response message will be sent to the client through the through layer level directly. We won't be seeing. We don't have to handle those parts. So if we look at this callback, def handle to ints, we are receiving the request here, and we are returning the response here. Unlike like in the previous one, we received both. We had both definitions here, but here we does not have. Request is here. So this is a simple print we are using to show what we received and the calculation we did. So in this scenario, we are creating a separate. Previously, we directly created a custom. So if you can remember, in the C++ implementation, we created a SRV object director. Then to its dot request and to dot response, we added values. Here we are creating a separate thing. We are creating a custom response object and assigning it to response, and under response, the same thing as C++, we are directly assigning the values to its field. The response object has a field called result, which is the response in our service message. So to this result, we are adding them, and for that I have created a simple function, add function. To that we are giving, to add function, to that add function we are giving the A field of request and B field of request, if you can remember. So this add function will pass here xy, it will return x plus y. So you can save this and close this. Before jumping into client side, we have to make sure that this file or the code becomes executable. Chmod plus x server.py will make sure that this is an executable. So if you look at these properties, permissions, now it allows executing a file as a program. So it has become a kind of a executable. So next we need to add the server, no, the client. Again, create one code client.py. Copy this up, make sure you get the first line as well. Paste, save. So if you look at this from CH maintainer, sys import sys there, Python there, then section 3 clients are free. Here we are importing everything. We don't discriminate against custom response or anything. We just import everything. You can, for early one as well, you can use this approach as well. Here again, name the main function. I have given two values, 256, 255 and 254, 255 and 254 for these two. Then print, this is a simple print to show the values we are using, and in this print function we are actually calling a separate client function. We are creating the client here directly. So what happens is, this is the printing format, you can say, and then this x goes here, this y goes here, and we are calling this add to int client. So what happens is, in this function xy is given these two, and here I said earlier in C++ that this will, there are, like in C++, I showed you that the client cannot start without the server. I mentioned that there are functions available that can be used to wait until that the specific service we are looking for comes up. Like, this is the Python implementation of that. What it does is, it looks at all the services available, and it waits until this add, until the service called add, or the service named add, comes up. So it will be waiting here until this add service starts. Once it starts, it will go here. Here it will, if you can remember, in C++ we call this service client, but in ROS-P we are simply naming this service proxy. We are calling this service proxy. So this is the service name it listens to, and it makes the request to, and the custom is the message type, or the service message type it's communicating with. Then what it does is, uh, this is the call, like this is similar to the call. So there, here's the response, the variable we are using to call the response. So here we created the service proxy and we assign the service proxy to here. Just like client, the name client in C++ code, this add I2 in means the client. So I'll just, for similarity, rename this client, and this client means here. So client, we are creating the service proxy and assigning it to this client's variable, and rather than saying client dot call and giving the values like in the C++ implementation, we are directly saying client and we are giving the values we need to calculate x and y, which comes from here, client xy, and we are assigning. Then what this will do is this will send a request to uh, service server running on ROSP, and it will do the calculation and it will it will give back the response message. Here, the response message this client receives will be directly set or given to this variable rest. Then this will return this function add to int client will return the response message, actually the result value in the result field of response rest, which is here, received from here, and dot results mean the result field of the response. So we will be returning the value available in this field as the response from this, as the will be returning from this function. If this process fails, if we fail to call the client and server, it will give a service exception, ROSP service exception. We will capture it and we will print it saying that service call failed. So what I'll do is I'll save it, close it. Similarly, we need to give permission for client. Okay. So open CMake. To the end, add a new line. Catkin install Python. It's actually available here. Catkin install Python is here. If you uncomment it and see, Catkin install Python, same thing, programs, scripts for the client file, scripts for server file, it is here. So I can just copy and paste it here. For similarity, paste here. Same thing, program. So I can build this down, scripts client file, server file, then the destination is catkin build. I can and make sure that you remove this as well, because otherwise it will be too mentions of the same. So catkin install Python, this is there. Save it and close it. Go back and terminal. cat king build. There were no issues there, so we will try to run this. First the Roscoe. So another Roscoe is running. This guy here. We'll just shut this down and restart again. And then we have this. We have so open terminal. We have to source. I'll again run the client first here, just like the last time. So it is requesting the service of adding 255 and 254, but we doesn't get a response. Like in the last time in the C++ approach, we didn't use wait for service function, so it just quit it and said that it cannot process, it cannot contact the server. But here it waits until the service comes up. So we'll create the server. So what happened was the service came up, and as soon as the service came up, the message, this client sent the request to the service to add these two up. It requested the server to add these two up. So it received the message, and here was the response: 255 and 254 added. The result is 509. It was sent back, and when it came here, it displayed the result. So if we try this again with the proper way of starting the client later, that's it. It requests, then it's this guy returns and this guy receives. To show you what happened earlier, this guy is requesting. There is no connectivity here. It doesn't. The server is not up. So we are starting the server. So it started. Then it received the message, return in, and it sent the response back, and it received the response and program closed. That is the main, like the very basic use case, or the very basic way to create the service and client system. Are there any issues so far, or is it clear? Have you caught up to the point we were discussing, or are you still having issues of running this? Is anyone were you able to run this correctly, or does anyone have any issues with this? We can start this today, but I think it's already 6:40 or something the time. Madhavinangi, what do you say? Shall I start this and do until 7, or shall I stop it here and do shift this part to next week? Next week, this will be the only hands-on thing. Then I will be introducing several components, so there won't be much. It won't take much time for that component, I believe. What do you say?
Hello? Hello?
Yes, Nangi.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Okay. So what I asked was, we have to start a new like we are about to start a new section, and since it's 6:45 or something, should I like do it directly next week and do the rest of the sessions? Like,
For us, it's okay, but I don't know how about the participants. Will it be okay for you guys?
yeah, better.
The other thing is, if you conduct it in another separate section, so we can upload it as a separate one.
Uh-huh.
What's your idea? If it is okay for you and the participants, that's totally okay with us.
Okay then. What do you guys say? Dilit Mali, Husni, Kavishka.
Can someone respond like
Yeah.
if you guys want to do it in another week, that's totally fine. Since there's no any response, shall we postpone it?
Yeah, I think that would be better.
That
Since
would
there
be
are only
better, I guess.
4 people.
So it's done for today, right?
Yeah, Anand, it's done.
Okay, thank you, Karanaya, for conducting this session, and thank you guys for joining us. And hope you guys will join us on next session too. And thank you. Good night, everyone.